Growing up, my breasts really just sprouted, I swear, overnight. I went from pretty much nothing to a triple D cup within a couple of months. Because they developed so quickly, they kind of just went out and down. So when I was 18, I decided that I wanted to talk to a plastic surgeon, see what my options were, because I was really self-conscious about them. And initially, I wanted just a lift. I liked the volume and the size of my breasts, I just didn't like where they were. But after talking with insurance, they wouldn't cover a lift, they would only cover a reduction with a lift. Because I was 18, I didn't have a job, I was living with my mom, you know, it was, at the time, I felt like my only option. So I went with a reduction. I went from a triple D to a B cup. I was okay with them, but I wasn't happy with them. They didn't make me feel like me. So when I was 25, I found myself in a really good place. I was married, had a stable job, and I decided that it was time for me to consider looking into a breast augmentation. I had it done October 21st, 2010. I've decided to get a revision for multiple reasons. One of them being during my breast reduction when I was 18, they put my areolas on pretty high, and it's to the point where it's hard for me to wear things like normal bras or really low tank tops, even bathing suits. The second one is I'd like to have my areolas smaller. Since breastfeeding, everything kind of got stretched a little bit, so that would be nice. While they're in there, I mean, why not go ahead and change the implant out? I'm at 425 cc's right now. I have saline implants, and I'd like to go up to about 550, 600 cc's. Dr. Jeremy Pyle was one of the first doctors who really helped me out when I was starting eatingthoseimplants.com. I never felt like he was distracted. I was the one that he's been focused on, and as a patient, that makes me feel really good, and I have no doubt in my mind that I'll be taken really good care of. It's 5 in the morning and we are about to head out to Raleigh, get on the airplane. I got my camera gear, my GoPro, got my 45-degree angle sponge, my laptop so we can watch videos and Netflix post-op because I'm going to have a lot of time on my hands. And we got our suitcase. So I think I got everything. If not, too bad. So we are headed to the airport. I'm looking at the microphone. Sorry. We're on the plane headed to Raleigh. We're in Raleigh and we're happy to be here. We just landed about 20 minutes ago. We're going to check into our hotel and head on down to Dr. Pyle's office.
I think the best way to start off a conversation like this in somebody who's had breast augmentation or breast surgery before is just to ask, A, what do you like? And B, what don't you like? What would you change? So walk me through those things.
What I don't like is my nipple placement right now. They sit kind of high up on the implant, and I have a lot below, like I guess lower pole. I'm not really sure what you would call that.
I think it's reasonable to start with just an overview of the difference between now and 2010 when you had your augmentation, mm-hmm. Is that right? In terms of implants, the differences in terms of surgery and options that we may have in that regard. And then we'll couple those things up with an exam to figure out how we would tailor those characteristics to match what it is that you want. So somebody asked me one time, what am I most proud of in the office? And I thought about it for a minute, and I realized that when a person has a good experience here and they tell their friends about it or they write it on the internet, it oftentimes has a little bit to do with me and a lot to do with everyone else. Everybody mentions the nurse that I work with, Molly, in their reviews. The people that are down in the operating room that they meet the day of. Jessica, who does the coordinating. Greta, who's one of the personalities and does our brand management.
I appreciate this practice, and especially Dr. Pyle's forward-looking visions, as well as his interest in really getting involved in the patient experience. Like, he really isn't just playing his small part in the relay team. He is interested in the entire thing.
To me, that means that we're doing something that I can be proud of, when the work that's being done that's really special is a little bit me, but mostly other people.
I'm about 30 seconds into going into surgery. Dr. Pyle got me all marked up and I'm ready to go. I do need to talk to the anesthesiologist before we head back, but other than that, it's time to have surgery. I can't really open my eyes, but I feel pretty good. Seriously. I know my eyes can't open, but this is real life. Hey! Hi. This is way better than my first one.
Good.
Like 100% better. You gotta include this. I'm not really sure how far post-op I am, but I'm still recovering. I'm a little drugged up, but regardless, like, I'm lucid and I'm happy. My hat is like a big comfort of mine, and I brought it with me, and one of the nurses put it on for me, Nurse Molly, and so it's like really comfortable. I'm so happy with the way everything turned out. Like, I was really afraid I was gonna wake up with a pain scale of 9, and I didn't at all. I kind of don't want to leave because I'm so comfortable, but you know, I can't stay here forever. I'm very freshly post-op. I just got to my room. I'm getting settled. I got my pillows, holding my arms up, and I feel pretty good considering my last augmentation where my pain was like a 9 out of a 10. I felt like it was like a 2 or a 3, and it's been really good. I am 1 day post-op, and I checked in at Dr. Pyle's office today just to see if everything was okay, and today was actually the first time I got to see them, so I was really excited about that. They're a little bit swollen, which is to be expected, but I don't have any bruising, and I'm really happy with the way everything's turned out so far. And me and my husband actually just went out to dinner tonight, the first day after surgery, so that's pretty awesome. I am day 3 post-op right now. Day 1, the day of my surgery, it's kind of fuzzy. I don't really remember much of that day. I slept a lot once I got back to the hotel room. We got some peas, and I was putting peas on my chest, but one of the bags got a hole in it, so I got pea juice all over me, and that was stinky. And I've been watching the Food Network for 3 straight days. Learned a lot about risotto and pesto. The anesthesia and pain medicines, it can cause constipation. So I bought some Smooth Move. I ended up making like 3 or 4 cups and nothing was happening. So me and my husband went to Whole Foods last night and got some magnesium powder. I went to the bathroom all night. I wouldn't recommend doing both at the same time, but the magnesium powder was pretty effective. I'm 3, almost 4 months post-op now, and the recovery has been so great. I had a breast lift as well, along with my augmentation, and it added a little bit more recovery time, but it was a pretty easy recovery, and I'm so thankful for that. So I got measured at Victoria's Secret about a month ago, and I measured a 32 triple D, which I was pretty surprised about, but the more bras I tried on, I was like, yeah, these fit great. Before my procedure in February, I couldn't really even wear a bra. Like, my areolas were too high. I always wore bandeaus or bralettes and or kubies, but now I can actually wear a bra just like everybody else. Me and my husband went on vacation to Mexico. For the first time, I was excited about bathing suit shopping because I spent the past 12 years hating trying on bathing suits, not wanting to show my husband when I tried them on, just feeling super negative and bummed about it. But this was the first time I was excited because they were fitting. We were there 4 days and I took 5 bathing suits. So that kind of tells you how excited I was. And I wore all of them. But the whole time I wasn't worried about, like if I went in the water, I wasn't worried about anything popping out, or walking on the beach, I wasn't constantly looking down. And that was something that I kind of conditioned myself to do for 12 years. And finally, that was just lifted off of me, and it was such a relief, and I had a much more enjoyable time. Every night, me and my husband would go to dinner, and I would dress up, and before I would be really self-conscious about anything plungy or low cut. And this trip, I wasn't worried at all, and to have that wiped away has been such a relief. I've found such a peace in this past procedure because I can wear things that I've never thought I could wear again. I can wear a bra now, I can wear low-cut shirts, I can wear bathing suits and dresses, and I feel confident now, and I'm really happy about it. Another thing I would encourage you to check out is something that I've built over the past few months, and it's a community of women who can come and ask questions and post pictures, and it's called Bustmob. I really encourage you to get plugged in into some kind of community, because anytime you're faced with a big decision, especially surgery like a breast augmentation, you want to have community with you. It makes it easier, makes you feel more comfortable being able to talk vulnerably about something that's not so easy to talk about. So just go to bustmob.com, and it's a community of women who are just kind of rallying around each other. It has really great positive energy to it, and there's no negativity. So I love being a part of Bustmob, so check that out. This has been one of the best decisions I've ever made for me in my life. I was walking in this kind of fear for 12 years, just being embarrassed about my body and the way things were, and I finally took the initiative to do something about it. And I would definitely encourage you, if this is something that you want to do, you've thought about it, you've researched it, I'm really happy for you. I'm glad you've watched this video, and I hope that I've inspired you to maybe take that first step.